Okay, another look at multiplying decimals using base 10 blocks and area models. We want to use these together when you're practicing or beginning to practice multiplying decimals. So right now they need to understand how to read an area model before they can begin practicing and putting them together. So you want to make sure that they know that this represents a 1, this represents a tenth, and this represents 100th, okay? So when they're reading it on the paper, they'll be able to have a clearer picture of what the area model represents. So if you look at number 1, we know this is 1 whole, right? And so I'm going to go across first. So I have 1 decimal and 1/10. Now I'm going down. I have 1 decimal, 1, 2, 3 tenths. So my problem here is 1 and 1/10 times 1 and 3/10. We don't look at these 300ths here yet because that's giving us the total, the answer, and what we need to do is figure out the problem. Once students learn how to figure out to read the area models, they'll be able to put them together better using the base 10 blocks. So 1 and 1/10 times 1 and 3/10 equals, now it's important that they know how to read the whole thing. We have 1 whole, and I know a decimal because there's no more whole pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4 tenths, and 1, 2, 3 hundredths. So my answer is 1 and 43 hundredths. Okay? Let's look at the next one. Now I'm going to go across first. I have 1, 2, 2 wholes, 1, 2, 3, 4 tenths. Again, I'm going down. I have 1 whole. Now this is where the students may get confused. There's 2 going across, but now I'm looking down, and I only have 1. And then I have 1, 2 tenths. Okay? Now I want to find my answer. 2 and 4 tenths times 1 and 2 tenths gives me 1, 2, 2 wholes and then a decimal, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 tenths, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hundredths. 2 and 88 hundredths. Again, if you make them count out the tenths and the hundredths as separate and then put them all together and read it, it helps reinforce that place value, that skill that so many of our students are still missing. Notice that when I counted the 1 and 2 hundredths, I didn't look at this piece, these 2 tenths, or any of these hundredths, because they would be missing to fill in our total area model to give us our answer. Okay? They're not part of the original problem. All right, let's look at one more. All right, let's look at number 3 here. Let's see. All right, so we've got 1, 2 wholes and 1, 2 tenths times 1, 2. Yes, we have 2 on this one because there's 2 going down, and 1 tenth. We only look at the first and the top. Okay, so now I know my answer has 4 wholes. Oops, excuse me, 2 and 2 tenths times 2 and 1 tenth is going to give me 4 wholes, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tenths, and 1, 2 hundredths. Okay? By now your students are probably getting the hang of how to read an area model, but if not, you can continue practicing.